days and weeks and months leading up to iOS 14.5 going live, there was a lot of talk of advertisers pulling their budgets out of iOS towards Android and potentially even out of mobile in-app altogether, in order to ensure that they had that kind of user level one-on-one targeting that they were used to. It's still early. iOS 14.5 is only live on a small number of devices, but in these early weeks, are you seeing advertisers actually pulling their budgets or shifting their budgets, or is it still too early to tell?
We haven't seen any of that thus far. And I couldn't say for sure if that is to us specific or if this relates to how low volume iOS 14.5 actually is. But so far, I think, a combination of low volume, a combination of these attribution solutions could likely be contributing to this, but we have not heard a lot of concern from our advertisers. I also think that this is a buyer to buyer difference though, because we do have a history, like I've mentioned before, with buying on these LAT users. We do bid contextually and not every DSP has as much experience in that. So it might be a DSP to DSP and network to network thing if the advertisers feel like they need to pull some budget out where they were heavily reliant on the device ID. But for us, with our advertisers, we've been running campaigns like these for so long. We haven't seen a lot of concern with giving us some time to port these learnings over to 14.5 and see how that develops. I do know too that even if an advertiser were to pull all their budget out into Android, we hear all the time that Google is going to follow suit, doing something similar to Apple. Likely they're going to let Apple work out the kinks for them and figure out where everything's going to fall and then make a similar solution. So I wouldn't personally recommend putting all of your eggs in the Android basket, because there is a good chance that something similar is going to happen on that side as well. So I think it is in everyone's best interest to make the best of this and figure out how to make this successful. But for us, we have not felt any of that. I hope we don't. I hope that we can provide success to our advertisers on iOS consistently and don't have to kind of deal with that hurdle. But more to come when this ramps up, and we'll see how people start feeling and how the budgets start shaking out in the coming weeks and months.